So let's get to it. The 3 questions that I'm just gonna give to you that I usually work on with my clients, but I'm gonna give these to you to go ahead and start you down this path because I want you. This is my goal, whether you work with me or not. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel good in your body because I want you to positively contribute to your family, to your little one, and also to the world, right? If you can feel good in your body, you'll be much happier. You'll be much more inspired. You'll be wanting to contribute to this planet. And I believe that we can shift this earth into much more beauty and kindness and understanding. So here's your question number 1 that you get to journal on. What is currently getting in your way of experiencing the health, vitality, energy that you'd really like to feel? What is getting in your way? And just go ahead and write down anything, even if it sounds silly or if it sounds like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this sounds like I'm complaining, or I feel like I'm arguing for my limitations, right? What is getting in your way? What do you think the issue is? And probably a big one for me always was and is time. Gosh, we don't have enough of it these days. And I'd like to tell you, you're gonna have to decide that this is incredibly important. Always, when I'm not feeling good, I'm like, oh, without your health and your body feeling good, you can't do anything. You can patch it up and like drag yourself through the days for a while until you get hit with a cancer diagnosis, or until you have something more severe of an illness going on, or some kind of chronic condition, So catch it before then. Make the decision that it's gonna be important. So write down anything that you think is getting in your way, right? Is it your schedule? Is it how your spouse, or what your kids need? Or is it your work? Or are you just too drained? Or it's like all these things. Write down everything that you think is keeping you from experiencing the health and vitality that you desire. Number 2, we're gonna dive deep. You ready? What are your beliefs about your body, about food, nutrition, what you put in your body, about exercise? Make a point for each of these. What are actually your beliefs? I believe my body is too sluggish right now, or I believe my body is not as thin as I want it to be, or I believe my body takes a long time to heal, or I believe my body is too weak or broken. Whatever it is, whatever comes to your mind when you're like finishing that sentence. I believe it's really hard to eat clean food. I believe clean food tastes really nasty. I believe it's too time consuming and too expensive to eat healthy. Whatever comes to mind, because once you identify beliefs, gosh, everything in our lives operates on beliefs, right? We have emotions, then we have beliefs, and then we take actions on those beliefs. But so many times we don't consciously think about our beliefs. So what we're doing here, we're taking a moment to be conscious of what you're actually believing to be true. Because once it's out in the open, once you see it on paper, you can be like, oh, do I really believe that? Is this belief serving me? What would it be a belief that would serve me more? What would I have to believe in order to take a more positive action? What would it take for me to believe that? So there's so many things we can do to play and shift with these beliefs and to get you over the hump, right? These beliefs really show you where you're blocked, where you're stuck. Number 3. Oh yeah, one more thing about beliefs. Beliefs is really how we start to change your habits, because once we figure out what you're believing, because if your body, if your brain still believes that this old habit serves you in some way by getting you closer to pleasure or getting you away from pain, you're going to continue this habit. But once we get down to what you're believing, then we can, from the back end, change the the fuel that you're giving any kind of habits. Then when you change a habit, it's going to be easier to change the habit and much easier to keep going with the habit. Yeah? Okay, number 3. Question number 3, the last one, empowering question, right? Where do you want to go? How do you want to feel, right? What do you think is possible for you in your body? And also just what would even seem impossible, right? What would be like a miracle if you had a magic wand and you could just go and just have your body looking, feeling, being whatever you want? What is it? What is it that you truly desire? What would that be like? Can you just like close your eyes and just fantasize for a moment? Because once you kind of have that goal, that desire, and you activate that within you again, this is going to pull you into so many more positive habits. Also, you're going to take much different actions when you believe something to be possible versus believing something that isn't possible. And it really breaks my heart when I see people who are on so many different medications and they have just accepted their fate, that their body is just always going to feel like crap. It's just always going to feel bad. This is just my lot in life. I'm just going to have to do that. And you know, I'm not a doctor. I can't speak for everyone, but I do believe that we're meant to feel good in our bodies. And I do believe that there's so many things that you can do in order to maximize your potential and feel as good as possible in your body, right? So much that you can do with meditation, breath work, exercise, nutrition, your emotions, the way that you approach your life. I remember, gosh, what is it called? I want to say this documentary. I wonder if it's still up somewhere. It's called Sick, Fat, and Nearly Dead, something like that. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to find the actual title and like add it to this video. It's something like that, like Sick, Fat, and Nearly Dead, something like that. It's a documentary on a guy who is on many different medications, just feeling horrible in his body. And he's going through, I want to say it's just a 30-day cleanse, a juice cleanse of just juicing every day. And the changes that he's making, and he's working with his doctor. And even in the documentary, you see him going to his doctor and like seeing the changes. Even just stories like that is incredible to me. There's so many things you can do. And I've been interested in healing cancer naturally for so long, and just all the stories that I have come across, right? Right now, Chris Wark is also having his program. He's airing it right now for free, so I'm listening to it again. And it's just so uplifting and so inspiring when you hear that people have healed their bodies just by a shift in their perspective, in their nutrition, their intake, right? And how they're handling their body and their life. There's so much evidence out there, and there's so much that you can do and that you can change. So for this third question, write down, what is your dream? How do you want to feel in your body? And then leave me a comment below. Let me know what was most helpful in this video and share it. Share it with anybody who you love and care about and who's been struggling with any kind of, bodily ailments, not feeling good, being highly sensitive. There is an incredible life waiting for you. Being highly sensitive is really incredibly empowering once you understand how to handle it.